OPPO is starting off the year strong as they release their latest Reno11 series. What's up guys, we're all here from YugaTech, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive on the standard OPPO Reno11 5G. For the Pro version, you can check out that video right here. The OPPO Reno11 5G has a metal chassis with curved sides and a glass rear panel. Our review unit is in the rock gray colorway, while its other colorways is in an interesting wave green if you want a splash of color. It comes included with a gray rubber case which should protect your device from small drops, scuffs, and fingerprints, but you won't be able to see most of its color. Similar to what they did with the Reno10, you can see that the main camera sensor up top and the other two lenses below it. This time, however, the LED flash is not together in the camera island, but beside them instead. Odd for them not to put the flash together with the camera island like its predecessor, as there is space to put it there, but to each their own. You have the main camera in its own space while the other two sensors are below it. We'll get back to the camera specs a little bit later. No protection certification has been specified by OPPO, so you want to be very careful with this device. On the other hand, the Reno11 is a thin and not too heavy to carry around. In general, it fits most pockets. For iOS, we got the volume rocker and the volume buttons on the right side, USB Type-C port for charging, a dual SIM card tray, one of the dual stereo speakers is at the bottom, while the top side has the other speaker and an IR blaster that can be used as a universal remote control for your home appliances. Like its predecessor, the Reno10, the Reno11 has the same 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED curved display with up to 120Hz refresh rate, and it's also got HDR10 Plus support and dual stereo speakers, but only has a peak brightness of 950 nits. Harsh sunlight may be a problem when watching videos with this phone compared to devices that can reach 1000 plus nits. Then again, for most part, it's still somewhat usable when we are under direct sun. But other than that issue, watching videos and viewing media is enjoyable, especially with how thin the bezels are. Plus, the Reno11 5G is able to produce true blacks and give out vibrant colors with its AMOLED panel. And don't forget, the under-display fingerprint sensor for biometric security is also present here. As for sound, and as I mentioned earlier, we got dual stereo speakers set up and they are pretty loud. However, audio tends to lose its bass in higher volumes, so take note of that. If that doesn't bother you though, the Reno11 still gives a neat overall viewing experience, even with these minor drawbacks. Powering this device is a MediaTek Dimensity 750, a chipset announced back in 2023. It's got an octa-core CPU that's clocked at 2.6 GHz, while having an ARM Mali G68MC4 GPU. Our review unit's configuration comes with 12 GB of RAM plus 512 GB of internal storage. But if you need more RAM, you can have up to 12 GB of additional RAM through RAM expansion. A microSD card slot is also available that can support up to 2 TB. We played Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail on this, and if you are a light gamer who runs on low settings, you'd be fine with how the phone performs. But if you do want to amp up the graphics to medium or more, expect evident lag while playing. Even with OPPO's game engine turned on, I don't see any much of a difference with it on or not. There are slight moments of lag even with the game is on low settings. Another thing that I need to point out is how fast the phone heats up after a short time of gameplay. Not too hot to the touch, but it warms up significantly. But if you just want to do dailies on this device, it can get the job done. For those interested in what our benchmark scores say about this device, check out them right now. Moving on to the cameras, the OPPO Reno11 comes with a triple rear camera setup that features a 15-megapixel Sony LYT600 sensor with an aperture of 1.8 PDAF and optical image stabilization, along with a 32-megapixel telephoto camera with an aperture of 2.0 and an 8-megapixel Sony IMX355 ultra-wide lens with an aperture of 2.2. For selfies, it uses a 32-megapixel front-facing shooter. It's able to capture subjects with good detail, which we appreciate. The camera shines when it comes to taking photos in well-lit environment, but quality does drop a little bit in dimmer places. For video, it's able to capture 4K at 30 frames per second for both the rear and front cameras. How do they perform? Well, they are really decent. Details in well-lit environment shots comes out crisp and clear, but night photography lacks in that aspect as loss of details can be spotted. With portrait shots though, it's able to capture the subject well, and together with portrait mode, the background can be blurred out and focus more on the subject. Its selfie camera is not that bad either. It doesn't have that whole bokeh feature that the rear sensors have, but color reproduction for skin tones come out really well. The Reno11 runs in OPPO's ColorOS 14 based on Android 14. The phone though has tons of bloatware. They are uninstallable, sure, but you have to take note of that when you first boot up the device. Besides features like split screen and floating windows, one feature I want to point out is the smart sidebar. This allows users to easily access different apps such as Photos and the calculator and turn them into a floating window. Sidebar also has File Dock that lets users drag something they want to save to the dock, making it easier to access the file. If you have other OPPO devices that supports File Dock, you can sync them through your OPPO account. For connectivity, it's got a dual SIM, microSD card slot, and an IR blaster as mentioned earlier. It supports Bluetooth 5.3, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, GPS, and NFC. The OPPO Reno11 runs on a 5000 mAh battery and comes with 67-watt Super VOOC support. It took about an hour and a couple of minutes to charge the device from 20% to a fully charged 100%. The phone lasted the whole day and a half as we used it to watch videos, scroll through our social media pages, take photos, and play games, and that's an impressive battery life. Our video loop test, where we run 1080p video at 50% brightness with 0 volume and in airplane mode, garnered a result of 24 hours and 10 minutes. Now, before concluding this review, we need to talk about the price. The OPPO Reno11 5G has a price tag of 24,999 pesos for the 12 gigs of RAM plus 512 gigs of internal storage configuration. The Reno11 has a great camera that's able to capture subjects really well, especially in well-lit environments, and really good battery life. If that's something you're into and you like watching videos on your device, leverage on 5G data connectivity, you can't go wrong with grabbing this guy as your new daily driver. But if you're someone who likes upping up the graphics in your games and night photography, this might not be for you. But hey, what do you think about the Reno11? Will you be getting this device? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you find this video helpful, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future uploads, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X, and visit YugaTech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Arel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.